Hey, what's up, everyone? We're live just as I was sitting down. Thank you for joining. It's number 181. Now, what I would say today is have something comfortable with you. Maybe a blanket like this. I'm going to do a little magic foldy thing. You see that? So, yeah, I'd recommend sitting on something. Something like a blanket can be great because then you can use it for comfort as well. If you get a little bit cold. Or if you're halfway through the class and you think, I'm done with this, Dave, I'm going to have a little sleep, pull your blanket over you, shut your eyes and fall asleep. I'd like that, seriously. I think sometimes the real power of yoga is relaxation, not about loads and loads of movement. It's about kind of calming your nervous system down and just giving yourself a little break from the craziness of life. So, yeah. Do what you need to do today. We will move a little bit. Remember last week, we kept it very relaxed. If I remember rightly, I think I said at the end of the class, I said we'd do a little bit more, as in a little bit more movement next week. I swear I said that. Maybe I didn't, but we'll see. So that's what I'm thinking of doing today. But nothing crazy, but some sun salutations, a little bit of flow. But yeah, let's just jump straight in today. So find a comfortable seat, probably join me down here. Now, if you want to do part of this class in a chair, go for it. I'm not going to kind of instruct chair yoga, but if you know your practice well and you think, you know what, I've never done yoga before and I find it hard to get down on the floor, sit in a chair and just see what postures you can do with us. Because there's loads of stuff that we can do either cross-legged here or sat up or with your back against the wall. You maybe kind of want to adjust some of those poses when we do twists and things. You kind of need a little bit of room behind you. But yeah, just see what you need to do. And remember, yeah, as I said at the start, you don't have to do everything. Okay, so just do what feels good for you. Find as much comfort in your body right now. And maybe close the eyes or close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you just kind of drop in and just notice what's present. Now, that idea here of just letting the water settle. You might think, what does that mean? Well, you know, think about your body as like this vessel. There's all this sediment within your body and someone's kind of stirred it up. So it's kind of like muddy, murky water. So what we're doing here is we're just letting that water settle. That kind of like whirlpooling of the mind, the swirling of the mind. Now you'll see that I've got my eyes closed. If yours are open, feel free to close your eyes. You might want to do a lot of this practice with your eyes closed, or if that doesn't feel comfortable, maybe you just soften your gaze. Maybe from here, you just watch the flow of your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe you just anchor onto your breath in that really gentle way. You just notice it. Maybe for the first time today, you just notice how your breath feels within your body. And generally, we'll breathe in and out through the nose, but kind of breathe any way that feels good for you. And yeah, notice your physicality, you know, notice your body. How does your body feel? You might kind of just want to zoom in on one certain part of it. Maybe it's a part where you habitually hold tension or there's tightness. Or maybe it's a favorite part of your body that you go to and you feel on the other side of things, like openness and space. It doesn't always have to be one thing. Maybe it's quite quiet where you are. Maybe not. You can hear maybe people in the house that you're in or the property you're in and the sounds within your house, maybe the sounds outside. See if you can just check in very briefly with those sounds, maybe in the distance, maybe a little nearer to you. We'll stay here for another minute or so, just paying attention, gentle. And then from here, just take 3 more rounds of breath. And then you can very gently, if your eyes are closed, just open your eyes. Or if your gaze is down, then just bring your gaze up. Blink your eyes a couple of times. And give your fingers a little wriggle out. Maybe just think about, what was that like, right? What did that feel like? That was beautiful for me. I hope it worked for you. It's really quiet here. I live pretty much in the centre of Leicester, but I've got a big busy road here. I've got a park at the back, but it just felt really peaceful. I could hear people in the distance laughing. I could hear a little bit of traffic. I've got a lovely blue sky that I'm looking at. It's lovely, really nice. And that's there all the time, right? That kind of peacefulness, that idea that we just need to access it in this very gentle way. And so the way I think of it is that kind of that solidity and peacefulness and calmness is always there, right? It's always there. We just need to access it. And I'm not saying that that's easy to do, but we need at least to give ourselves some time to allow ourselves that space to then see what unfolds. Because if we're always super busy and the mind is busy and the body's busy and we're rushing around or we're distracting ourselves with devices and TV, and there's nothing wrong with those things, too much of one thing or too much of 2 or 3 things, then that can become a bit of a problem when we see it as a coping mechanism. But what I would say is, like, just try and do those little minutes throughout your day. Do it 2 or 3 times and just sit in a chair or down here on the floor like I am and just find out what's going on, and you'll get a lot of wisdom from that. It's not an idea here that meditation, I don't do a huge amount of meditation, but the idea is we're not looking to kind of still the mind to the point where we're not thinking about anything. The fact that you're thinking and you're still and your mind like maybe really busy, but that's not a reason not to do it. That means you're really aware, right? That means you're aware of your thoughts and your patterns, and that's when we get an opportunity to change things. I'm not saying just sitting for 2 or 3 minutes will change your life, because it won't, but it can be a real beautiful kind of anchor and a kind of just a steady practice that allows you to pay attention to those thoughts, and then you can go out and do what you need to do, right, to maybe change them or not, right? I don't know. That's my philosophy on it. Anyway, lean back into your hands and separate your legs and just drop your knees to either side. So what we'll do is we'll do a range of postures down here on the floor. We're like 10 minutes into the class, and I've said, we're going to move a lot, and all we've done really is sat. But that's not all we've done, right? The language we need to be really careful with. In fact, if we sat, I've seen the classes that Max does on Virtual Village Hall, and I really like him. He does meditation. He does guided meditations. And they're really beautiful, and I would recommend them because he gets you to sit for much longer than I do, because I'm here to do yoga as well. It's all yoga, right? All right, take an inhale, sweep the arms up into the air, clasp the hands, push the palms towards, let's call it the sky or your ceiling, and just have a little move side to side. Do not think that these movements have to be big or a certain thing, just kind of move intuitively. Try and relax your shoulders. have a nice stretch out through your spine, press your sit bones down into the floor. Or if you're in a chair, press your sit bones down into the chair, so your bottom. All right, beautiful. Maybe kind of like round the spine a little, push the palms forward. We like that move, don't we? Well, I do. Inhale, bring the arms up, and then a little bit more side to side. Lovely, really nice. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, push the palms forward, around the spine, tuck the navel back. You might even look down at your spine. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So we usually do this, don't we? Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you. Take an inhale to find length. And then exhale into your twist. Little movements. Deep inhales and full exhales. Just do 2 more rounds of breath like that while I turn my radiator off, which is a nice thing to do because it's not been off all day. All right. The power of yoga, right? I'm heating myself up. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then that little side bend again. So right hand, hold on to the left wrist. So right hand holds the left wrist, take an inhale to lengthen, and then exhale just into a side bend. Maybe look beyond the left shoulder, breathe, try and relax the arms as much as you can. Lengthen from the navel, exhale, and then find the side bend. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, swap hands. So left hand just clasps around the right hand, or the right wrist, I should say. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to side bend. Nice. Maybe look beyond the right shoulder. So as you look beyond the right shoulder, you might roll that right shoulder back. It's a suggestion. You don't have to do any of this stuff. All right. See what works for you. You might kind of round the shoulder forward, then back a little bit. Doesn't have to be still. 1 more round of breath. Deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Come back to center. Clasp the hands, push the palms up. Exhale, round the spine. This time, inhale. Bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands behind the back. Make a fist. So the hands are going to be like this in a fist. And then the hands are behind the back. Inhale to push the palms down. Exhale as you lengthen, maybe look up towards the ceiling. Take 1 more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just forward fold. Now, I'm not asking you to come down very far here. Again, you can do it in a chair. You can bring the arms away from the back. There you go. There's my hands. But you might get them a little high. You might not move them far away from your back at all. Work out what's going into your shoulders. I've got a really big stretch in my left shoulder. My right shoulder feels a little looser. So that's giving me a little bit of indication of where tightness is in my body. Take 1 more deep inhale. And then exhale, come all the way up. Use the hands as a kind of a counterbalance. So you kind of swing all the way up. Release the hands, bring the hands onto the knees, and then shrug the shoulders. Just a little bit of time. I'm really hot all of a sudden. Maybe it's because I'm talking too much, right? Maybe roll one shoulder or the other shoulder. Maybe roll the shoulders forward, backwards. How can I be so hot? I'm not complaining. It's been cold for days. All right, beautiful work. Let's do another little twist. So we'll bring the arms out. Make sure you've got enough room here. Kind of check out your wingspan. Maybe move a little bit side to side. Inhale to center. Exhale, just twist the torso. Use your arms as a kind of a counterbalance to the right. Inhale to center. Twist the arms to the left. Inhale, center. Twist the arms right. So there's your inhale to center, and then the exhale to the side. If you lose your breath, always inhale back to center, always exhale to the side. Think about your navel. So the movement is really coming from the center of your body. That's kind of where all yoga starts, kind of trying to find that connection. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Completely made that pose up. You might have noticed. Something came into my brain. Let's do this and let's do that. It's a twist, right? Twists are nice. You could do all sorts of twists. Hands onto the knees. In fact, let's do this. Let's lean back into the hands. Separate your feet. Give the legs a little shake out. If you want to do that, you can roll the ankles. That can feel nice. You can flex the toes. Beautiful. And then maybe give the legs a little massage. In your thighs, give them a little tap out. Maybe into your knee joints, backs of the knees, down into the calves. That feel quite nice. Maybe into the soles of the feet, the toes, if you like to have a little massage of the feet. And then see if you can come with your other shin in front, or if you're in your chair, stay sat in your chair. Maybe it was the chai that I had before the class. Maybe that's what warmed me up. I had a shower and then a chai I like to refresh myself for these classes. I like to be in tip-top form. All right. From here, a little bit of Sufi grind. So hands onto the knees, inhale forward, and then exhale round. I was probably looking a little bit grubby. So I thought, oh, I better smarten myself up. Inhale here, exhale as you come back. Inhale here, exhale as you come back. So this is just rotating your torso around your hips. Sufi grind, it's called. This is really good for kind of this part of the body, the lower spine, the hips themselves, kind of around the hips, the outer, the inner hips. And the hands on the knees, they just kind of rest there. You're not kind of like using the hands to guide yourself. And if your spine feels a little tight, then I encourage you to sit a little taller. So you can be here and you're just doing these little micro movements. In fact, the smaller the movements, sometimes the more powerful it is for you. You can really kind of get into it. Like we did at the start in our little bit of stillness and meditation, if you want to close your eyes, please close your eyes and then just get into this movement. Kind of make it a little bit hypnotic is the word I was looking for, hypnotic. Kind of let the breath guide you. From here, inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale and then just come back the other way. So just begin to circle the torso in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward, exhale as you round. I swear this pose is so good for us. You know, physically, it's a very, very good movement to do. Kind of wakes up all of that dormant energy in our hips. I did say that, the dormant energy in our hips. And we use our spine to kind of raise the energy up to the crown of the head. Physically, you know, we're thinking of that's energetically. Physically, we're just thinking about moving the body in this circular way, kind of really frees up those tight spots, the hips, the spine, a little work into the shoulders. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the first yoga postures that I ever did. And I was like, oh, I like that. That's nice. All right, inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And then take a full exhale. Beautiful, really nice. I'm going to come a little bit closer to you. So if you want to give your legs a little shake out, go for it. We're going to do a little bit of breath work. I won't get too close. I don't want to scare you. Irene's with us. All right, Irene, how you doing? It's nice to have you along. And Alan's with us again. Good old Alan. Alan's on YouTube. Irene's on Facebook. The power of these different platforms, right? And remember, these guys also have Instagram, and they've got obviously the Facebook, probably where a lot of you connect through. And then they also have TikTok. Check out their TikTok. Some good content on there. Seriously, really good content on all of those platforms. Check it out. All right, right nostril breathing. Right hand will be up. What I'll do is, I'm not sure what to use. I'm going to use my thumb. I'm just going to block off my thumb. Block off my left nostril with my thumb. I'll say it again. I'm using my right hand, my right thumb. I'm going to block off my left nostril with my thumb. Okay. So when you're ready, take an inhale through your right nostril. Maybe close the eyes, sit tall. Exhale through the right nostril. I'll tuck my fingers in. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. And just carry on like that. So you're inhaling through the right, you're exhaling through the right. And you might be amazed about how you can draw this breath in a little bit more intention, right? It's not effort. Because we're aware of our breath. Maybe the inhale's a little longer, maybe the exhale's a little longer. Maybe do 2 more rounds. And then you can bring the right hand down, bring it onto your knee, and then just pause. Just notice the effects of that slightly energizing breath, right side of the brain. And then a little bit of movement through your head. So maybe just rock your chin a little side to side. I mean, you might just drop the chin down and then find these little rocks. You might kind of circle your head all the way out. So you pick a direction. Maybe you inhale up. Or maybe you exhale as the chin falls down. Trying to notice any areas that feel tight, feel restricted. Maybe come back the other way. Be really, really soft for your jaw. So you're not building any tension in the body. In fact, if anything, you're releasing tension. That's what we're looking to do. We're trying to open our bodies and our minds. And then bring the head all the way back to center. Take a full exhale. And we're going to come onto all fours, but before you do that, lean back into your hands, separate your feet, and then just drop your knees either side. It makes me laugh, when I do that, and I'm talking, and I sound really nasal when I block my nostrils off. Do you remember that advert for tunes in the 80s? And the bloke asked for, what does he ask for? Second class return to Nottingham when he's got a cold. And then he has his tunes, and then he's like, second class return to Nottingham, please. They don't do adverts like that anymore, do they? All right, come on to all fours. Jackie's joined us on Facebook as well. How are you doing, Jackie? Hope you're doing all right. So come on to all fours on your mat. I need to come back here, don't I? So when you're ready, set yourself up, spread out through your fingers, and then just move through a few rounds of cat and cow like we normally do. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. And then just get into this really nice movement. So we've already done quite a bit of work through the spine and the hips so far. But this will encourage the spine to kind of flex and round and arch. And you feel that lovely stretch through the entire spine here into the shoulders. Let the belly be nice and kind of proud, and just drop the belly down, lift the head and the heart. Exhale, push into the hands and the ends. And then I'll cockney then. Push into your hands. Nice. Couple more. Inhale, come back to center. Then as you exhale, just split your knees a little wider and fall back into a child's pose. So if you're using little blankets or anything like that, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to place my head on the blanket. Oh, that feels nice. But if you do that, you can kind of then bring your hand onto the blanket as well. And that might sound a bit strange, right? But these little textures that you can bring into your practice can make a really big difference. You might even kind of like tuck your hands under a little bit. Yeah. So find a way that works for you with your practice. It's going to be so individual. That idea that advanced yoga is the yoga where the posture's right for you today. That's advanced yoga, not getting into crazy flexible postures or headstands or handstands or anything like that. It's probably not yoga, right? Take one more round of breath. And then when you're ready, come all the way back to center. Remove anything that you had in the way. And then what we're going to do here is we'll do a little sequence which will open the sides of our bodies up a little bit. So what you're going to do is stretch the right leg back, familiar, right? Press into the right toes, rock backwards and forwards just a little bit. Kind of feel that length. Maybe look down the right leg, kind of lift the kneecap, engage the thigh. How does that feel? Feels good for me. And then from here, maybe stretch the left arm forward. Lift the right leg. All right, breathe it out. Deep inhales. Full exhales. Nice. Take one more round of breath. And then bring everything down. Left hand down. Bring the right knee down. And then what I want you to do is what I'd like you to do is step the right leg back again, press into the toes. Have a look at your left foot and then place the right foot behind the left. It's online yoga, right? So let's do that again. So the right foot is, in its normal position, leg is long, and then place the right foot behind the left toes. Okay. So now the feet are lined up somewhat. Left hand more in the center of your mat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep the right leg long, but you're going to spin that left knee out to the side. So just have a look what I do. You can't spin it that way, right? Because you'd probably break your knee. You spin it to the side of your mat. And then seal the outer and the inner edge of the right foot. And then take an inhale and sweep the arms all the way up. Nice. So stay here if you want. You can roll the right shoulder back. You can lengthen the right arm so it's in line with the ear. So you can be here. This is a little bit more. And then if you want to take it a bit further, you can always lift the right leg up. Ooh, so we're kind of flying here, right? But it's your choice where you want to go. Wherever you found yourself, take 3 more rounds of breath. I'm not sure if I'll be able to hold it for that long. Nice. And then bring the foot down if it was lifted. Bring the right hand down to meet the left, and you'll find yourself back on all fours. From here, 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly down. Lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. From here, we'll tuck our toes and come into our first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, lift the hips, come into down dog. And then look, I really bend deeply into my knees. You might do the same. And then I walk my legs out. That's a really good movement for me. And just see what you need here. You can ripple forward a little bit into plank. You can come back into down dog. Go a little bit side to side. Whatever works for you is perfect. Nice. And then from here, we're going to hinge the hips, look between the hands, and then step to the top of our mat for the first time. Nice and gentle. Take an inhale to come up halfway, and then exhale, hang in your forward fold. Grab opposite elbows or bring your fingertips down onto the earth, and then just breathe it out here. I'm just going to move my mat. So you guys stay at the top of your mat and maybe sway around a little bit here. Make any adjustments that feel good. Hinging at the hips, kind of swaying around. Remember, you can have a nice big bend in the knees. Nice. And then root down through the feet, take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Nice. All right. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, hinge and fold and come all the way down. Inhale to lengthen, come up halfway. And then exhale, hands down, and then step back into plank. One foot, then the other. When you arrive in plank, take an inhale to find length. There you are. And then exhale, drop your knees, your chest, your chin, and lower to the floor, nice and slowly. Inhale into cobra. And then exhale, lift the hips into downward facing dog. And take 3 breaths in down dog. So deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. From here, root down through the left foot, lift the right foot up into the air. Nice. And then take a couple of breaths. Just concentrate on lifting the right leg as much as you can. And then if you wanted to, you can bend into the right knee. And then imagine you're going to step this right foot all the way over to the left. So you open the right hip out. Keep your shoulders square onto the top edge of your mouth. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, step the right foot through. In between your hands. Or remember, you can always grab the ankle if it doesn't get there first time and just bump the leg up. Soften the left knee down. Take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And breathe here. Nice deep inhales. Full exhales. Nice. From here, right hand holds onto the left wrist. Inhale. Exhale, little bend over towards the right, towards the bent knee. Nice. Inhale to center. Grab the right hand with the left wrist. Exhale, bend over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands down, and then step straight back to a downward facing dog. The right foot meets the left. And breathe it out here. 3 rounds of breath in down dog. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then this one, inhale through the nose, and then exhale, sigh out through the mouth, or maybe roar it out. So nice deep inhale. Full exhale through the mouth. Nice. From here, bend the knees into the hips, look between your hands, and then step to the top of your mat, one foot, then the other. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. Beautiful. Bring the hands onto your hips, separate the feet a little wider. Nice work. And then from here, you're going to root down through the right foot. You're going to lift the left knee up, just a little balance. So stay here with the hands on the hips, or maybe make a basket grip around the left knee and just concentrate on that balance there. Find one spot to look at. I'm just looking straight forward, but usually I look at the floor, but I don't quite have enough floor to look at. Nice. Take one more round of breath. And then exhale, bring that left leg down. Give the legs a little shake out. Lovely work. All right. Let's do that little sequence on the other side. So let me just adjust. Stay exactly where you are. You can come to the other side of your mat if you want. I'm just doing this so you can see me better. All right. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold, come all the way down. Inhale to lengthen, come up halfway. And then exhale, hands down. Step the feet back, one foot, then the other. Nice deep inhale to find length. And then exhale, just drop down onto all fours. Nice. Lengthen the left leg back, press into the toes, and then just rock a little backwards and forwards. Remember, just that little movement. Kind of rock the weight into the wrists, the shoulders. And then you can always sweep the right arm forward, and then you might lift the left leg. So you come into that sunbird. Breathe it out. A couple of rounds of breath, or bird dog. It's got all sorts of names, this one. You find a version that works for you. Take one more round of breath. Let us say 3 and then say 1. I can't remember. Exhale, bring everything down. And then keep that left leg long. Have a quick look down your legs. And then step the left foot behind the right foot. Okay, so just do that step. Left foot behind the right foot. Right hand this time in the center of your mat. And then spin the right leg out. Seal the inner and the outer edge of the left foot. So the left leg's nice and long. Inhale the right arm up. Nice. And then just find this adapted, I guess it's like a side plank, right? You can be on your fingertips like I am. You can come a little lower if that feels good. Nice. And then your final movement could be lift the leg. If that feels good. You can always hold on to the leg if you want. You can do this kind of thing and turn it into a little bit more of a compression into that left thigh. So you've got all sorts of things you can do. You just find what works for you. Take one more round of breath. And then exhale. Bring everything back in. Nice. Be on all fours. Lift the hips. Come back into downward facing dog. Breathe it out here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. From here, bend the knees, hinge the hips up between your hands, and then gently bring yourself to the top of your mat. I just need to get my feet in line. Inhale to come up halfway, and then exhale to fold. My feet didn't quite go where I wanted them to. Inhale, sweep the arms high and wide, come all the way to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful, really nice. Let's keep moving. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold, come all the way down. Same thing again, inhale, lengthen, come up to your flat back. Exhale, hands down, step back into plank, one foot then the other. Inhale here to lengthen. And then exhale, drop your knees, your chest, your chin, come all the way down. Nice and slow, inhale into your back bend. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Take 2 rounds of breath. Nice releasing breaths on the exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Nice. Again, root down through the right foot and then inhale, lift the left leg. And then again, just stay with the left leg lifted. Shoulders square onto the top edge of your mat, lifting from that left hip. And then if you want to, you can bend the left knee and then imagine stepping that left leg all the way over towards the right. Breathe it out. Keep your shoulders square onto the top edge of your mat. 2 more rounds of breath. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then one more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. From here, step the left foot forward. So remember, if your foot, for example, gets there, grab the ankle, bump it up, soften the left knee down, take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Oh, I can hardly breathe now. Low lunge. Make sure the left ankle and the left knee are lined up, and then that little side bend. So you're going to inhale, lift up, and then exhale, left hand holds around the right wrist, and then just that little side bend. And you might feel that in the front of your right hip. So it's quite a big stretch through my right hip flexor. It's nice, big lengthen down the right hand side of the body. Inhale to center, exhale, right hand holds the left wrist, and then exhale to the other side. There's a lot of rights and lefts in yoga, isn't there? Sometimes my brain has to catch up. All right, take one more round of breath. Inhale, take a full exhale, come back to center, and then inhale the arms into cactus. So bent at the elbow, little bit of a back bend, maybe look up with that deep stretch through your chest, through your shoulders. Take one more round of breath. Deep inhale, take a full exhale, bring the hands down. Beautiful. Step back into plank. So tuck the toes on the right leg, lift the right knee. Inhale, come into plank. Exhale, knees down, nice and wide. Child's pose. All right, beautiful work, everyone. I realized that was quite energetic. We did a lot of movement in a short amount of time, maybe 15 minutes. So just let all of that amazing work you've done settle. And here's the good news. It's all going to be nice and gentle from here. So take a couple more rounds of breath in child's pose. And then when you're ready, walk your hands all the way back. Beautiful. And then come to sit on your bottom. So the legs will be out in front of you. Now, what you might want to do here is place a blanket underneath your bum. I like to do that because I feel sometimes when I'm sat like this, it's like, oh, I'm falling backwards already, right? And then when I try and bring myself forwards, I get too much of a stretch in my hamstrings and my lower back. So a blanket will just allow my pelvis to tip forward. Little tip, you know, all these little tips that are passed down over the years, right? All right, from here, take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, and then just sit nice and tall. Relax the shoulders as much as you can. Nice. As you exhale, just hinge forward at the waist, and we just come into a forward fold. Now, wherever the hands land, and you see, I'm not blessed with flexibility in my hamstrings. That's 25 years of running for you. I started running when I was 27. I was going to say properly. When I first started doing like marathons and half marathons. I'm a grand old age of 52 now. Half my life, 26. 20, no, I started when I was 26. So I've horribly tightened my body up. But then I started doing yoga in my mid 40s, or kind of, I think I was 44, and things started to improve. And now I run less and do a little bit more yoga, but I don't do loads of one thing or the other. All right, take one more round of breath, and then exhale, walk the hands back. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is just bend your right knee in and place the sole of the right foot on the floor. Plug the right knee in. And then what we're going to do, we're going to twist to the right. So what you probably want to do is just hold the right knee with the right hand. Inhale the left arm up. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the left arm forward. So you stretch forward, and then you're going to wrap that left arm around the right knee. As you do that, release the right hand, place it behind you, and then find yourself in this beautiful twist. Now the left leg's quite active here, so you'll press the length of the left leg down into the floor, and you'll find that little bit of twist just by lengthening through that left leg. So that's going to allow you to twist to the right a little bit more. You can see I'm in an absolutely wonderful position. Breathe it out. My alignment is absolutely spot on. All right, take one more round of breath. And then exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. Lengthen the right leg out, give it a shake. And then we'll do that on the other side. So let's do it the same way. Nice. So just hug that left knee in. Beautiful. And then keep the left hand on the knee. Sweep the, no, keep the left hand on the knee. Sweep the right arm up. Nice. Inhale. And then lengthen through the right arm so you lean forward. And then exhale, wrap the right arm around the left knee. And then you find the left hand comes behind. You press into from heel to hip on the right leg. And then you exhale, you twist to the side. And then breathe it out. deep inhales and full exhales. A couple more rounds of breath like that. So nice deep, rich inhales and full releasing exhales. One more, nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. And then unravel, come all the way back to center. Both legs are long. Give them a little shake out. All right, last week we didn't do it, so we're going to do Shavasana this week. What I'd like to do, just a couple of minutes in Shavasana, make yourself comfortable. You'll probably want to hug your knees in towards your belly. I don't know where the time's gone today, but it has gone, and it does that, doesn't it? Hug the knees in, kind of feel the spine releasing. And then when you're ready, come into Shavasana. Now, usually you keep the legs long, and I invite you to go there and the palms face up, the feet fall open. I'm in this sort of mood this week where I'm keeping my feet on the floor, and I'm finding this more of a constructive rest version. I'm not bringing my knees together, but it's just allowing my spine to really relax. It's not that I've got anything going on there, but I know that I do need to take care of my lower back. And then just settle in just for a couple of minutes. Find that release. And sometimes the Shavasana part of the class is the bit we skip. We're like, oh, I've done it. Don't need to do anything else, Dave. But I encourage you to be as still as you can be. And I'm going to read just a little bit from the Pivot Year. And it says this today. Nobody, not even the most seamlessly put together, ambitious, strong, popular and healthy ones amongst us know exactly what they're doing. We're all wandering through the dreamscape. We're trying to find our purpose. We're trying to make our way. And if you could come to see the things that pain you as not unique to your own faults and rather a simple element of the human condition, you could show yourself so much more kindness and so much more grace. It'd be so much easier to move through life not knowing you are not meant to be anywhere more than where you are right now. And the next place you arrive will be just in time too. And then from here, just really gently, slowly, in your own unique way, begin to come out of your Shavasana. You might start by just wriggling out through your fingers and your toes, maybe your ankles, your wrists. And you might hug your knees in towards your chest. That can feel really good. Maybe stretch the arms, and then eventually you will come back to a seated position. Now, you might just roll over to one side, or you might just roll straight up. I'll leave it up to you. Nice work, everyone. And then we'll arrive nice and gentle, without too much fuss, without disturbing the body too much, back in a seated position, whether you're on the floor with me or if you're in a chair. And then bringing your hands to your heart. Notice the effects of your practice. And then when you're ready, you can just lower your gaze or your head down towards your heart. Namaste. Nicely done today, guys. Thank you for joining me. It was a real pleasure to be with you guys on the Virtual Village Hall. Love teaching this class. Get really good support from all of the guys at Virtual Village Hall. So thank you to them in the background who do an amazing job. Usually there's some information will pop up on Facebook, which will be a little bit about the organisation which I co-run, I guess. It's called Space to Breathe Collective. We're in Leicester. We're a not-for-profit wellness cooperative. We're got yoga and therapy and all really amazing stuff. Lots of wellness practices going on there. And yeah, that's probably all you need to know. I also do online classes. So if you want to ever join my online classes, you can drop me a message at Space to Breathe, and I'll happily share information on my other online classes that I do. If you're interested, do you know what? This is probably enough, right? Just this 45 minutes. All right. Well, enjoy the weather. I was going to say it's cold, right? But it's bright. I'm going to go for a little stroll now. I like to do that. I've got one more class to teach. Whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, hope it's a good one. Stay warm, look after yourselves, keep nourishing yourselves, find little moments of little victories, right? Little moments where you look after yourself, even if it's just a learning just along the way. It's worth it, right? It doesn't have to be all dull. I promise you. All right. Love you all. Look after yourselves. And I'll see you all really soon. Next week, that is, most of you. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.